Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Hope everybody's doing great. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is just for educational purpose, nothing is financial advice. All right guys, so Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. So we had a lot of things going on today, but most of our trades were early in the morning, and then market was a fade all day, which we'll talk about. And of course we had we had a crazy comments from Trump, Iran, and a lot of things going on. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Today was definitely a day to short and scalp, and definitely earning plays were good. It's a healthy pullback. We'll talk about all that. But today I'm going to talk about the swing trading as well. Swing trading, our Tanner research service is open to public as well. So we're going to recap some of our winning trades and some of our winning swings, because our short-term swing accounts are up 30%. How were those trades we took, and how did we were able to get those kind of returns in this recent V-shaped recovery? So before discuss that, let's do a quick introduction to anybody who's new to our YouTube, new to our X accounts, or new to our community. So we trade a repeatable trading system called Ripster EMA cloud system, and also includes my teachings for day trading, swing trading, investments, anything we do based upon all our teachings and all our rules that we discuss. I have been teaching for free on X, on YouTube, for over 8-9 years. Thousands of traders use my system worldwide. With my free education, thousands of traders have changed their and their family's life. You can go on ripstereducation.com and you can read how the people have learned from me, the concepts I teach, the concepts on every part of trading and investing. So we use the same concepts in our community. Tanner Trade Group, one of the largest online trading platform, where we trade every day. Thousands of traders on our trading floor. We have a lot of tools, free tools we provide to the traders, like option flow scanners, stock scanners, breaking news alerts, halt, unhalt. Tools worth $500-600 free for the traders to use there. I'm on the live voice there. I'm on the live screen share there. I'm on voice first few hours at the open. Thousands of traders are sharing their ideas. The best, one of the kind trading educational community, not a buy sell alert service. So we make a plan. We make a pre-market plan on every trade in the pre-market. As you see here, we make a plan on the earning plays, we make a plan on the news plays, we have upgrades, we have downgrades. I give a support level, resistance level, MTF, and the initial game plan, how we are gonna trade. Then we also had something called our day two setup, which is one of a repeatable strategy I taught. So we'll look at a few of those setups as well. Lily was a big one on our day 2 setup, so we'll talk about that as well. So we have all those the resources that we provide to the traders in the pre-market. We also provide crypto stock watch list. Traders can trade the cryptos with the Ripster cloud system. Futures, we provide the future levels. You can use the Ripster system to trade it. We provide the daily levels by QQQs, mag 7s, you could trade that. We provide all the information on the low floats. You could trade IPOs. You could literally trade anything. We provide everything for all traders. Just have to use the rule-based repeatable system, one of the most probable system, which wins 80 to 90% of the times, and helps you grow consistently in this market and have good profits in the market. So that's being said, let's start with the recap. I'll show you my timestamped guidance, and so that you guys can also follow these teachings, follow the systems, the setups, and you can trade on your own as well. So let's start. All right, so I'm just going to start with simple. We're going to start with simple SPY QQQs, or ES futures, what we did today. So today was a pretty, it was a 10 a.m. flush. It was a 10 a.m. flush. I always teach you that 10 a.m. something happens. The top was in at 10 a.m. So market kind of went into the gap today. If you fill the gap, you see the bounce here. But the plan was simple today. So I'm not going to spend too much time. You can watch my other recaps. So the traders just traded that. Let's see what was the plan. VIX 19 key again. Market big bounce in the pre-market. Only trade 3450 long or pre-market high breakout. Watch any gap fill to hold the previous day close. VIX over 19, watch out or careful of the profit taking. So let's just first look at VIX. What was VIX doing? All right, so what you see here, that VIX initially dumped into the 10 a.m. right at the 19, and then it bounced off right off the 19. And at the same time, VIX bounced off the 19. You saw that SPY reject, and you showed it. There was a 512 fades on SPY. Let's take a look here. So SPY, initially, it was trying to curl, so told the traders to use the stops right here on the curls. You could play this bounce, but as soon as SPY rejected, I told the traders, watch out VIX 19, and do not touch anything long. SPY is heavy, and then we saw that the SPY started to dip and go down, and VIX went continuously, kept on going towards that 20 area. I was not really too much focused on SPY QQQ myself because I was focused on other things, but a lot of traders are having a lot of the VIX strategy is the simplest strategy you can use. You combine it with the pre-market levels, you combine with the support resistance, Ripster clouds, and you will do pretty good with the VIX strategy. So as soon as you saw that VIX over 19, and you just have to take the shorts here. And I was on the voice actually all day, not all day, in the morning session when we were seeing that sell-off. So I told the traders to just just short. I told everyone, do not try to buy the dip. Do not try to buy the dip. It's a short, so do not buy the dip. So now you know that the market was all day heavy, so you have no business trying to find the long setups. You have no business trying to find the long setups because market is riding the clouds down. If you look here, you take SPY, riding the clouds down. Right here, you see QQQs riding the clouds down. You can look at the futures riding the clouds down. And this happened when the bond yield started to rip. I told the traders that bond yields, TNX, is starting to go. So when the bond yields start to spike, that's not good for the market. That's never good for the market when the bond yields start to rip, because it impacts. There's a document I tweeted about what to look at. You need to look at bond yields, you need to look at VIX, Mag 7s, US dollar. All these you need to really look at. When the sell-off started, VIX was now 19 and bond yields over this 428 MTF, that's when there was your confirmed short in the market. So now when everything was fading, so if you look at Apple, which also started to fade, it also came at 10 a.m. If you look carefully, the plan on Apple was simple, bad news, so Apple, new CEO, and I told the traders to watch the profit take into the MTF under 272s, under 272s. What happened? 272 rejected, breakdown, this becomes a short. This becomes a short there. So Apple was actually our swing winner. Before today, we took the profits. 263 where we added Apple. Why we added Apple was there. We added when it started to bounce right over the MTF clouds right here. So we took it all the way. We held it all the way. It went to 274 when I alerted it. 274. Today it broke this level. This is where I'll told our our swing investment research side of the community that we exit out of the Apple longs. So 263, 269, yeah, I mean $6, you could always take more profits at the big moves of 274, but this was an MTF cloud swing trade with the market, and and today also was a short today. So this is how you do it. You short it, intraday short, and because there was a bad news, and then it was riding the MTF clouds down, so you could short it and in separate account, and of course you are you could lock your swing. So you need to know when it's a bearish trend, when to lock your swing and when to exit and when to hold your swings, and also when it's a bearish trend you need to get out on the short. You can see that we exited 269.50. we saved ourselves almost $4 worth of pain and worth of profit, and not to mention Apple was also a beautiful short for the traders in the community. Anyways, Tim Cook is it's huge. I mean, Tim Cook made the company what it is today in last 10, 12, 15 years, and so Apple was just a steady short, steady fade all day. Beautiful trade by Fahad and many other traders in the community. All right, so next one we're going to look at is we're going to look at our Lily trade today. So what was the Lily? You know, what was the Lily going on Lily today? Lily did have some news today, but more than that, it was on a day two setup. Let's go to Lily. All right, so Lily, you know, the plan was simple: trade versus 1 hour MTF. And as soon as I saw that Lily, you know, was kind of you know, Lily was down today. You know, our tenant AI told us that Lily was down because CVS will not cover the obesity drugs under its new Medicare plan. You know, make sure you guys try it out, our new tenant AI research investment service. You know, AI is state of art. So anyways, you can see that Lily is telling us that CVS will not cover the obesity drugs under Medicare plan. Of course, we heard that news in the morning, but it was also on our day two plan. As soon as I saw the super heavy weak volume, I told the traders to short it. Short any bounce or short the 900 breakdown. If you short the 900 breakdown, your risk will be $10, so you have to watch the size. But you know, we shorted it, and I gave the first target of what was it, 890, 895. You know, I think I missed a zero there. 890 target. So we flushed, we broke the 900, we hit our 890 target. Next target I gave was 895, 885. So we hit our 885 as well. So you see that in the just first 15 minutes, we made $15 per share profit. Even if you shorted 100 shares, you're risking $1,000, you made $1,500. You know, you don't necessarily need to risk $1,000 because you can always cover on the 512 clouds. Then we came another short here. And I told the traders, if it goes over 900, you close it. But then as soon as I see this 512 fail, I told the traders another short from the 512 fail. So short it again here, 512 rejections, take it all the way back down. You make another 10 bucks. Or not 10 bucks, another 15 bucks on the downside short. First opportunity, second opportunity. Then I gave the longs when Ripster 512 calls here from 900 on the 512 calls. No more short, 512 calls versus 895. So you get this call right here, 897. You used $2 or $3 stop. You take it all the way back to 908. You could make another 12 to 3 dollars. You know, so 3 trades on Lily, right? So you can see that the pre-market planning, the levels were pretty clear on the pre-market planning. You know, 921, 920 and 900 psychological level. As soon as it broke down, gave the live guidance on Lily, on voice, as well as on the this is my voice guidance, as well on the alert feed for the guidance. Beautiful trade. And you know, you see this is the MTF breakdown. When it's breaking the MTF, that's just a beauty. MTF day to short. All right, so next one we're going to look at is UNH. You know, let me go to a smaller time frame so you understand that how we were trading it. You know, you won't see those clouds there. So UNH, you know, I love the name since the Medicare news. You know, I really wanted a position, a swing trade in it, but I didn't really do it before the earnings. But anyways, let's see what was pre-market plan on UNH. Pre-market plan on UNH was pretty easy today. High focus name, long over 350, no go under 345. So as soon as I see that it's just showing strength in the first candle, I told the traders, put the stops at 346. Or you can put a stops at 348, right? And you get long. So you see this, the lowest candle is 348.81. So you get long anywhere here in the first 3 minutes, first 6, 7, 9 minutes even, and you get a nice $350 entry. You get an entry for $350, and then you have stops here, $350, $2 stop. We took all the way to 357. So I told the traders, move the stops up, move the stops to 350. You know, and then just keep it going. So, and from there on, UNH was a pretty nice trade all the way there. Now what was happening was on a 10-minute chart, even though the traders did get a nice trade on UNH, there was a seller here, right? From 350 to 356, 57, we got $6-7 of worth of profit. But once it breaks this 512, I told the traders exit, and you could short it, 512 short all the way to 34.50. This is our system, 512 short to 34.50. long at the open, 512 short here, cover at the 34.50. Was a beautiful trade with the traders today. You just have to be fast. Texas made a really good there on 355s. A lot of traders did really good on there on UNH. You have to move the stops up. Remember, we started with 346, and by the time we ended, our stops were 352s, and we were perfectly safe when we exited for a beautiful long trade. Not a home run, but definitely not a bad trade. Yeah, so the market was not weak. Remember, when the market is heavy, your long trades will start to give up. All right, let's look at our next earning play. Our focus is, in earning season, we focus highly on the earning plays because that's where the catalyst is. That's where the more chances of a big move is. So STLD was my other earning plays. I told the traders, no go under 208.50, bullish bias to long the pre-market high PDH breakout. So PDH is previous day high breakout. So what happened on STLD? Let's take a look. So I gave that pre-market plan clearly here to the traders. I also made it red. Bullish bias to long over the pre-market high. So as soon as I saw that it's breaking this pre-market high and PDH, you take it long right away. You do not think twice, you take it long right away on STLD. So as soon as I saw that breaking out, I told the traders long. Even if you're late, even if you're coming at 215, then you have a $4 risk, and I gave the target of 220. So within next 10 minutes from that 215, it hit all the way to 223. So let's say you had 500 shares, right? I mean, your good entry would be just to focus when I give you the plan. You get in right away in the amateur move because your risk is small sizes. You have let's say you have 500 shares, you're risking 213, you're taking like what, even if you risk a little bit more, 500 might be a big size for a bigger account. So let's say you're doing 200 shares, so you're risking almost $500-$600. But if those $200 are giving you $1,000-$1,200 by the time we hit 23, that was a good trade, right? So anyways, I told the traders to long it from the plan. Previous day high, first target 220, lock. My next target was 225. We did not hit the next target, but we hit almost close to 224s. And once this flag failed to break down, we exited right here in the 512 clouds. Right, so that was a beautiful earning trades as well. All right, so next earning play, we're going to look at GE, General Electric. So GE, a bearish bias unless it reclaims the 512 cloud. So initially it was pushing this. You see this is the amateur candle green. I told the traders do not short it. It's not a short. But as soon as I see this fail, I told the traders 512 fails. You short it. You put your stops here over 297. You take it all the way down. Even if you shorted 100 shares, you're risking $200. By the time the 295 we hit 285, you're making $1,000, risking $200-$300. So 512 fails right here, still a short. I reminded the traders that's still a short. You do not need to cover, and from that reminder it went on to fade another $4 or $5. So that was our GE short trade, pre-market planning, short buys. So it was a beautiful trade today on GE short. So there were definitely some other movers today this morning which were spoiled by the heavy market. Now had a news this morning. Now was pretty good. 100 psychological long setup, long over 109 or 512 calls. So as soon as it did the 101 or 9, it break 512 calls, you take it long. Look at this bounce from 100 psychological level, you could make $4. The whole software sector was pretty good today. That's why I gave the software sector in my pre-market planning every day. So if you see that, I show that IGV, most software stocks trading higher. Watch the initial profit taking, and you could long it over that 87 breakout, the level I gave. So always try to trade these ETFs as well, and you could see the AGV was along at 87. You could make a couple of dollars on that long. So we'll be watching how the software do. Software definitely are catching a bid here. Right. All right. So let's look at some of other trades here. I just want to talk about CAR. CAR has been it's been really insane, really insane. But what I want to show you is then when did we start trading CAR, right? So we have been trading CAR every day. Every day we have been trading CAR. I did a video on CAR as well some time back. We've been trading it. Let's see. Okay, let me show you here. So what we have been tying in the target. Last month, I saw that cart was breaking out, and I told my traders that this is a past squeezer. This is gonna squeeze. It has a history of squeezing. Over 150, it's gonna go squeeze. I told the traders that, and I also tweeted about it. 48% short. I told the shorts are stuck. We are going to 200, right? So when was that? That was April 1st, right? And then what happened? 200 target. 200 target met. Right, and I'll show you. I mean, this is no hindsight, no BS. My traders and community, they know every bit. They talk about it. Even our 200, we are breaking this daily weekly level. This is a daily weekly level which we are breaking, and I told it they are still trapped. So many people wanted to short. I saved so many traders from shorting it. Still 50% short at that time, still trapping the shorts. Never forget the history, right? And from there on, I gave the levels on car 240, 250 as well. We were day trading it every day. We hit our 250 target. I covered up in a few of my videos. I continuously reminded everyone, shorts are learning the lessons. Do not short it. Do not short it. Then again, it bounced to the MTF clouds. Again, we took it long from 272 all over 300. In the last video I did, you can watch that video. I talked about that, how we can hit our 300 target, and over 300 we're gonna go higher. So from that 300 long, when it was 80% short, I told my traders, long it, put your stops on the cloud, take it higher, right? So what happens? We go higher. We go higher. 355. We hit 355 on that car long as well. Then I gave the target of car 400 to my traders. 300 longs, we hit 400. After that, I told my traders in the morning, this is the call long. Everybody was long. I said 500 is the next magnet. 450 squeeze, 500 next magnet. And we were not done there yet. We try to, most of my traders, some of my traders are swinging it, but we try to lock day trade profits. But now comes the 500 psychological breakout. So I tell my traders, over 500, we are gonna squeeze higher. Long versus 500. And what happened, right? 89% short. News are still focused on RSI. 5 psych break and off we go. Amateurs think you can long such names. You just need a risk level. You just need a Ripster clouds. And yesterday we just killed it from that 500 to all the way to my 600 target. You see here lifetime guidance 600 magnet with stops at 580. I told the traders to swing it and hold it, and there we go. There's the breakout. And this morning as well, it was getting a little crowded because a lot of traders were kind of jumping on top of it. And I told everyone that car is going to go higher again from that. Little choppy because it's too crowded. Everybody, all the big accounts who are probably short, again try to tweet a lot. So everybody's there looking for the short, right? It gets crowded when there's too many people who want to do the same thing and the float is locked. The funds have locked the float. It's not going anywhere. The key here to note is car on Ripster MTF. If you use Ripster MTF cloud, you could make insane amount of money with car, bouncing from 1 hour MTF, bouncing from 2 hour 1 hour MTF here, bouncing from MTF. I have told my traders, unless the 1 hour MTF hold, it's not going anywhere. I just showed you the timestamp guidance. Every time we traded, every psychological breakout from 200 to 300 to 400 to 500, and now we are over 663, right? So some of my traders were shorting it. I told them to cover because it's not breaking the 1 hour MTF clouds. So now everybody's talking about, nobody was talking about when we started trading it 140. Hopefully you guys can learn. Hopefully you did not short it. And you don't really need to size crazy, even 5, 10, 20 shares. You're long on this thing, just for fun, you can do pretty good. When the trend changes, you will see me. We will be there shorting this as well. For now, squeeze keeps going. So let's look at some of the swings I want to cover. How you're going to find the swings. Although we had a V-shaped recovery, even after the V-shaped recovery, there were many of the opportunities that were available to traders. There were many traders were available to the traders. So let's take a look here at. So let's take a look here at. We're going to start with the bull, right? So what was the bull? What was the going on with the bull here? So let me see here. So before we talk about the chart, you know, in our new Tenet research, investing research, and swing portfolios, I noticed that bull was looking pretty attractive at these levels because the revenue was growing and they had a low debt, right? So I tweeted about this one on April 9th, and that's when I decided that we're going to take a position there. So if we talk about those bull, you know, you will see that what was happening, revenue growth, and debt was less, so that told me that there's something there. And next day we added a position, but not only that, I tweeted about this setup. So when you're swing trading, you look for the downtrend channel break. This is the first kind of swing, which is based upon the psychological level. So psychological level was 5 breakout, downtrend channel, right? And relatively it's a good stock. I just covered the fundamentals there. I might not have been interested at $10, but I definitely interested here. Technicals helping me, you know, this 5 channel breakout helping me, and from there rest is history. You can see that channel breakout, no hindsight, step by step, and there we go, bull hitting there. So we were trading both in the short term and our long term portfolios, but in our short term portfolios there, let's take a look here. In our short term portfolio on the bull, you know, we took profits earlier, we made a 20% there. In our long-term portfolio, we are still up for 40%. You know, literally, you increase your account by 40% in the trade like this. You know, we risked, you know, we made 5 times our risk on this trade because it was a $5 psychological breakout, trend breakout on bull. So that was a beautiful swing trade. That's how you find a swing trade. Look for the opportunities, and you can always use Ripster EMA cloud system. Look for those psychological numbers. Look for a downtrend change. Look for the trend to change. Use Ripster clouds if you want to. Look at this. When the Ripster cloud changes, MTF cloud changes, it ran all the way. So let's look at the next swing. All right, so next one we're going to look at is swing we're going to look at is BE. So BE was another one of our so if you look at the BE, you know, although I don't want to talk about our past trades, we have been bullish on BE since under $100. You know, amazing trades. You can go and look at it. But BE, the recent swing, short-term swing, which really paid us very nicely. Let's look at that one. So you see the BE, our average price 205, and you know it hit max price of 234, and whatever we risked, we made, you know, 3-4 times of that risk. So let's take a look here. So reason we like BE, there's for many reasons. I have talked about it, the revenue growth, the earning growth, and more than that, it being in a hard sector, you know, more than that, being in the hard sector, and the backlog, what Bloom Energy does, you know, Bloom Energy creates those boxes, Bloom boxes, which can create the energy on site from natural gas, you know, without combustion and 99% high, you know, uptime. Really insane technology. And as you know, the data center is going, fuel cells deploy in months, 140% backlog, 20 billion in backlog. As long as the data centers go, the need of this will go, and this company will go from 53 billion market cap to much higher. So that being said, when looking at the chart, when we were looking at our BE chart, you know, I was looking at the daily chart. I told the traders, I were covered in the webinar on Friday, we can buy versus 200. So I told the traders, let's buy a swing versus 200. It actually gave you three chances to buy. One, right? So initially we bought here, pulled back to our stops. You could load up again, 205, sell on the pop, 217, load up again, 204s, you know, load up again, 202, sell 220s if you want, and then 234 today, right? So even if you're buying closer to a 202s, you're risking $2-3, you're risking $1,000, you're making 5-10 grand, you know. So that's called risk reward. If I'm risking $3, I'm making $20. It's beautiful. If I'm risking $5, so even though what we had there, so of course we have moved our stops to 218 now, but even when we started our average price of 205, you know, even though we were risking $5, we have made, you know, $30, 25 to $30. So I'm risking 500, I already made 2,500. So that's how you have to find your swings. That's why you have to find these psychological levels like 5, 10, 100 to trade your swing trades. I showed you 2 different kind of swings. Those beautiful. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.